Alright, it's time. We're gonna delve into the fucking pit of Tartarus. Let's talk about some shitty characters. The meme about Tekken 7 is that we have too many good characters, 20 characters in top 10. I personally think it's more like 30 characters in top 3. Don't worry though, Kunimitsu is still better than all of them, so you can still buy advantage in the game. But it's a fun question, do we have really shitty characters in the game? And if we do, who is shittiest among them? Well, we are about to find out. We're going to go on an epic quest to find the one that sucks the hardest. The way I'm going to do this is I'm using a tier list template to organize it all. And I'm not going to put all the characters up here. I've done a pre-selected group. Now, you probably don't think that all the characters up here are shitty. I mean, I don't, but I've looked at a bunch of different opinions on the game, and based on that, I think almost everybody in the world can look at this group and find the character they think is the shittiest inside of it. And then we're going to go through them one by one and find the ultimate lacker of potential. Let's start at the top with Yoshimitsu. Quick, name a good Yoshimitsu move. I'll wait. I can wait forever because I basically don't think he has any. That might be saying too much, but the thing about Yoshimitsu is that he has these crazy gimmicks, spins, teleports, unblockables, heals, and those things, you can't have them be too good, because if they're really good, it just becomes a nightmare character to try and play again. So you sort of have to keep them all on the cusp of viability. Problem with Yoshi is that he doesn't have a lot of solid stuff outside of those gimmicks. I think it was Louis C.K. who said, you can put in all kinds of fancy furniture, but you still need to have steel in the walls. And I don't think Yoshimitsu has steel in the walls. The really funny thing about Yoshimitsu players is that they are such fucking masochists that they love when you talk shit about this character. They start touching their nipples. They're like, oh, I know, he's so shitty and so bad, but I still love him and I will play him forever, I promise we're going to get some comments like that in the comment section. So cool, crazy player community, crazy character. There are some amazing players who do incredible things with Yoshi. That's true of all the characters in the roster, but I think we can pretty confidently go ahead and confirm Yoshi for suck. Next we have Eddie. It's funny, I was sitting here preparing this video and the main man called me on Discord and wanted to talk, so I asked him, who do you think is the shittiest character in the game? And he thinks it's Eddie, which kind of surprised me a little bit. I agree that the character is kind of weak, but that weak, but I've seen a bunch of people say that they think this, and especially legacy players who have a lot of experience playing against his gimmicks, a lot of trauma from Tekken Tag 2, where he was, a bit of a monster. So I kind of agree that he is bad, but there is some solid stuff in there. Amazing backdash, of course. Good whiff punish with down forward 3+4. Very fast while standing launcher, some good range. He has a wall combo now. He was buffed. So I think there's some stuff going on with Eddie, and he's not as bad as maybe Yoshi, but I am going to go ahead and confirm him for suck. Next, we're going to talk about Lily, and Lily is a character that I'm just right away going to place above the rest, because I think Lily, in my own opinion, she just doesn't belong here. I think she is incredibly slept on, and I think she might actually be kind of like a hidden top tier in this game. Not top tier, but high tier. Kind of like how Feng, was slept on for a really long time. Lily has the best sidestep in the game, and that's a huge deal. She can neutralize like stance mix-ups with it that other characters can't. And a lot of people, they step into hop kick with her, but she has, it's either sidestep 4 or sidestep 3, safe on block mid, that knocks down out of the best sidestep in the game, and then you get a guaranteed follow-up. You can do her new counter hit move, which is one of the best counter hit moves ever, for a guaranteed follow-up after that, for example. Just a bunch of really good stuff, good range, amazing damage, some of the best block punishment in the game. But I think the real thing is that sidestep. It's pretty insane. If you start labbing her, you realize like all the things that she can do that other characters can't. So I don't think that Lily belongs down here at all. She belongs quite a lot higher up in a list. Next we've got Kuma. The bears are also, in my opinion, pretty good. You have some cool stuff. Down back 2 is an amazing low poke. I think you have one of the best power crushes ever. That move is really good. Running 1+2 into hunting bear stance for a stance mix-up, I think is solid. And the cool thing is you can also use it for an ender, right? So you spin late, you run in, you do running 1+2, you recover into bear stance, and then you mix for the Oki, which is really quite strong. damage is really high. The jab string, the 2-1 is high mid, so some really decent poking, even though you don't have, down forward 1 and things like that. And I think down forward 2-1 is like, one of the most amazing whiff punishers ever. And you have back forward 2, which is pretty crazy for that as well. So again, a character that, of course, you can combo and do like a lot of damage to them. There are disadvantages, but sometimes people just drop combos on you because of the character size, especially at the wall. And then you do your little, wall thing, or sorry, floor thing, and you get damage and stuff like that, after running sliding 4 as well. So I actually think that bears are not great, but kind of good. So I'm going to put them in the pretty good tier for now. Next, we've got Josie. And Josie is not all that shitty. She's just super basic. Everything she does goes into switch, and then you mix with switch, which is pretty good, but not amazing. Everything is a counter hit move. So the opponent basically just has to never swing into switch and not get counter hit. And the danger of that stance and her mix-ups, that all goes down quite a bit. But you can sort of play solid typical Tekken with her. You can move. You've got good whiff punisher with down 4-2. You've got a hop kick. Some half decent mids. You've got a hatchet kick. So Josie's kind of basic, kind of boring in my opinion, but a good player who can just use fundamentals. A Kazumi player will do fantastic with Josie as well. So I don't think she's all that bad, but again, sort of basic and nothing that stands out as incredible either. Next, we've got Jack. How the mighty have fallen. He was considered one of the best characters in the entire game back in the arcade days before the nerfs to jackhammer and all those other moves. Jack is a cool character. I've played him a little bit in the past. I kind of want to get back into him, but jackhammer into blue windmill punch is kind of hard on pad, and I have to like practice that and get really good at it before I get into the character, and I haven't spent the time to do that. But I think he's a little bit on the weak side, but really quite solid. His combos are clunky, but a little bit better now with his new enders. I think he's got really good lows, of course, full crouch down, back one, stuff like that. Kind of high risk though, and against opponents who can stay outside of the range of down 4-2, which is an amazing launcher, and still threaten him, he's in trouble. Like, I play Bob, right? I have a great matchup against Jack because I can stand outside down 4-2 range and still threaten him with headbutt. And if he does it, I can whiff punish for like a bunch of damage. So, he's really good when the opponent can't compete with his range. But we have so many characters that have amazing range. Yoshimitsu, Fakum Lam, Bob, right? So I think he falls behind in some matchups. Pretty good, on a wallless stage. So I think he belongs up here, but, he has some serious flaws. Next, we've got Anna. So Fargus says, right, that Anna is almost doesn't belong on a tier list because your chance of winning with her is always 50-50 no matter the situation. And it's almost kind of true. We have like 3 characters that are like that, right? Pure 50-50 characters where they just want to mix between a low launcher and a mid launcher, and you just have to guess. And it's Anna, Eddie, and Lei, right? I think Lei is the best of them by a margin. Anna, I think is really is the middle one. I think she's better than Eddie. I think she's really quite good. I mean, you have to rely on those strong 50-50s, but hers is pretty good. The full crouch launcher has some crazy good range. She has good damage overall. Quarter circle forward 1 for a bit of pressure. Good counter hit move. I think she's got good Oki. Decent punishment. I like the stance. I like the while standing move into the stance 2-3. She's got some cool new stuff with guaranteed stuff on the ground, right? I like her raid chart as well. It's not, super powerful thing that you do often, but the fact that you can set it up guaranteed or use it for a block punish is pretty cool. So there's some stuff going on with Anna, but you just cannot get blocked because then you get launched. Katarina, I've said before, I think is one of the worst characters in this game, right? People talk about Dragunov not having any mids, which is funny because Dragunov has 2 of the most overpowered mids in the history of the franchise, running 2 and up forward 4, but I know what you mean. He gets crushed a lot when he's applying mid pokes, right? Which is completely true. He's got some wonky hitboxes. Katarina is a character who genuinely does not have lows, right? You either party on something with something huge that's going to get reacted to and launch punished, or you do down 3, which is shitty, doesn't even crush highs. It's so weak. If you took Not even a hyper powerful low, but just something like Bob's down back 3, some tracking, a little bit of damage, some counter hit properties, hits grounded. It would completely change this character because she would all of a sudden be able to mix. She's currently not able to mix almost at all, not even from stance. They tried to fix Harrier by giving it that new low recently. It didn't really work out. It doesn't really patch that hole. You can just stand there and kind of block Harrier, and if she does something reactable, you react to it and you deal with it. So you can kind of select out of her stance mix-ups really quite easily. Kind of like how you did with Negan before he had the low from Intimidation. Like almost no mix-ups, very little she can threaten you with, extremely high risk, extremely linear. Basically the only thing she's really good at is dealing a bunch of damage and amazing combos. But what's the point of having amazing combos when you're never going to launch the opponent, when you're going to be dead, before you get the chance to? Katarina fucking sucks. She is like confirmed for suck really hard. This character is fucking useless. And it's funny how she had that hop kick. People hated the high crush property on it, which I get. They should remove high crush properties on all the hop kicks in my opinion, but they just nerfed the range, so she didn't have it for a whiff punisher as much anymore either. Now you're meant to whiff punish with back 4 1+2 into up back 4, which works, but it's like slow and clunky and linear. And yeah, the only really good move that you have with the character in my opinion is like decent down forward one, which they nerfed, by the way. They nerfed it and then they gave the good down forward one that she had to Leroy, so you get to have down forward ones that are -1 on block, but you have to be TLC, right? That was kind of crazy, but 3-3 is a decent move. It's pretty good for a bunch of situations. Oki, keep out, mix-ups with the wall, but this character is fucking terrible. She sucks hard, and I can say that from experience because she was pretty much my first main in this game way back in the day, and then I've just seen her get stranger and worse since then. Eliza, this is going to be like one of the big controversial ones because I'm an Eliza player, or I used to play her a lot, don't use her that much anymore. And I used to say that I always thought she was pretty bad. A lot of people seem to think that she's actually quite good. It's difficult to tell because it's 2D and it's strange. I think that she should be confirmed for suck still, just because of the extremely high risk. The lows are extremely risky, and every time you do a DP and you don't get it right, especially with the shitty clean hit range on that down 3, it's really the reason this character has been so controversial all this time, is that fucking down 3 and the shitty clean hit range. And then you look at like Lydia's Hell Sweep and it's got clean hit range from full screen, but Eliza can't get it even when she's standing next to the opponent. Go into practice mode and lab getting clean hits or hitting with dive kicks against bears with this character, and you can see that just put the legs like a little bit further back and she can't hit you. She has some cool stuff, of course. She's if you do really cool combos, you can get really high damage, but a lot of the stuff, like for example, when you have to end with back 2, 1, 2, 4, they nerfed the damage of that, so you don't get that much damage off of that anymore, which is sad because you used to use it for an ender. Sometimes you used it at the wall, and that move can still be, stepped out of and launched, and you can punish the second hit. I think Moonglide is just shitty set stance. Kunimitsu's set stance is just a souped up, really strong, really busted version of Moonglide, and Moonglide just sucks ass by comparison. So personally, she's down here, but I'm not salty if people think that she's pretty good and doesn't belong down here at all. That sort of makes sense too. Chloe sucks ass. The reason that Chloe sucks ass is that on the approach, she's way too linear. So she's got the running move where she jumps in, and gets advantage. Very easy to step. You have plenty of time. You can watch her hang in the air and then step and launch her. They gave her a low, the double sweep, to mix that with. You can walk that quite easily as well and get her back. They love to go into manual back turn and California roll. You can walk that as well. But they keep doing it, right? Because they have to fish for hits with the California roll. Because if somebody makes a mistake and in the scramble you get a hit with it, it's like the round, because she does like 90 to 115 damage for getting a hit with it, which is skewed and a weird design choice to go with. There's some good stuff though. I think 1-2, her jab strings are good, her poke strings are good. Lows are, I mean, not amazing, but there's some pretty good lows in there, so she can mix. So Chloe is probably one of the better characters that we've confirmed for Suck so far, but she's just way too risky, and if you know how to step and walk, she becomes a little bit of a moving target, honestly. Next, we've got Gigas. Some great players playing Gigas recently. It's really fun to watch. I'm actually going to go ahead, and this is another controversial one, I guess, and put Gigas in pretty good. I think there's some stuff in there. I have never been able to make him work. I like this character. I like big characters. And I've tried to play him many, many times. And I've never got him off the ground. I don't really know how to make it work. I think you have to use that, you know, growling power crush a lot. I think that might be a key to it. I'm not sure. I think the biggest flaw is that you have that amazing overkill throw, but you have nothing to mix it with. And I see, you know, people try and apply that throw, but people have like a 100% break ratio on it at a decent rank. People just do not let that throw go unbroken, and you have nothing to mix it with, which is why it's so much worse than, you know, Giant Swing and Shining Wizard and Shining Black and throws like that. But, you know, Gigas is pretty good. He's got some stuff now. He's been buffed in some interesting ways. Very specific way you have to play him, though, and I haven't figured it out yet. Next, we've got Lars. I think Lars belongs in pretty good tier now. But it's weird, like, he is sucky, he is kind of trashy, but they've just given him so many things that it's sort of hit critical mass at some point. The combos are just so crazy at this point that, I mean, it's difficult to call him bottom tier. He's bad, though. I mean, I almost want to, like, leave him in the middle. Lars is trash, but I also don't want him to get buffed anymore because they're just going to make his combos even more powerful. Bad lows. You do down back 4, you get blocked, but then sometimes you don't. You get a counter hit and you do 6 trillion damage with a combo. He's trash, though. He is trash. I think, you know what it is? I suck at playing against Lars, and Lars players fuck me up, so I think feel like he's pretty good. But that's my problem. That's because I'm fucking bad at playing against him. But Lars is trash. It is true. And Leo is extremely trash, too. Leo is trash. It's sad. Leo is such a cool design. There's so much fun stuff in there. I mean, Leo, I kind of, you know, I would want most characters in the game to be around that power level. I think most characters are way too crazy. But Leo has, like, awful, clunky combos, low damage. But, you know, Leo can mix. You have better lows than most characters down here. Down forward, you know, 2+3, stuff like that. I think what the character really needs is some sort of fun, powerful extensions to down forward 1, so you can get some more poke game going. You currently have like down forward 1, 2, which has counter hit properties now, but no mix. It's always duckable. I don't think it's very good, but you know, some cool options. Down forward 2 is overestimated. It's not on the level of, for example, you know, Jack's down forward 2 or anything like that. Or, you know, with punishers like down forward 2, 1 from Kuma. I think Leo is really quite shitty, but I think this is an amazing design, and I would love this character to get better. There's no order in between the characters in the different tiers, by the way. Alright, so now we have to go to the confirmed for Suck tier, and we have to decide who is worst in this group. Let's just start with the ones that it isn't. You know, it isn't Leo. It isn't Chloe. I don't think it's Eddie. I don't think it's Eliza, and I don't think it's Lars. So it kind of comes down to these two. I think these two characters suck really fucking hard. Like, it's almost in a category of their own how hard these characters fucking suck. But who is worse? Okay, Katarina has crazy powerful combos. Yoshi has no combos. I mean, unless he, you know, does the windmill unblockable thing, but that only works in the open. It's super clunky, but it's kind of cool. I think Katarina has the better jab string, I guess. She can poke better. She's got her down forward 1, but she can't really mix. This is actually really difficult for me to decide. I think I might actually just go ahead and do this. I think this, it's a little bit of an upset here at the end, but I'm going to go ahead and do this because I personally cannot decide between these two characters. I think they're both so fucking shitty that they deserve to have like their own little club down there. Maybe, you know, one is worse than the other, but I can't figure it out thinking about it right now. Let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope the character you think is shittiest is in this group right here. Maybe it's down here, you know, swimming and chilling and feeling good. Let me know in the comments. If you love Yoshi despite the fact that he's really shitty, then let me know as well. But thank you so much for watching this. I hope it was fun, and I'll see you guys again very soon.